Welcome to the Indie Author Roadmap, the podcast for new and aspiring indie authors.
We're your hosts, Rachel and Rob, here to help guide you on your writing journey.
Join us each episode as we share tips, insights and practical advice to help you take the next steps towards becoming a successful indie author.
Whether you're working on your first book, navigating self-publishing, or looking to connect with fellow indie authors, this is the place for you.
So grab your notebook, settle in, and let's hit the road to your publishing dreams.
Because right in the end, it's just the beginning.
Welcome to the Indie Author Roadmap, and this is episode 20. And I am the amazing Rachel, and this is...
And I'm just Rob, apparently. I saw something earlier on Facebook. I'm just Rob, and you're the amazing Rachel, which I find I'm not. I don't know. I don't like that. I want to be the amazing Rob. You can be just Rachel.
No, you need to come up with your own name now.
Okay. So this is episode, like you said, episode 20, and it is on the 6th, going out on the 16th, Wednesday the 16th of April, providing I don't mess up like last week, or the week before it will have been, when I forgot to upload everything.
Yeah.
And did we go out on the Friday?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that was so silly. And we've also got a special guest today, and that's Rachel's washing machine, because for some reason she sat on it or something. I don't know what.
Yeah, decided to change up the location and work in the kitchen.
Yeah, so during this chat we'll have spin cycles and deep washes and stuff as well. So
apparently it sings as well when it finishes.
Brilliant. Well, I'll look forward to that.
Yeah.
But we don't have the dog barking.
No, I've got no dogs. You might get interrupted by a cat.
Right. How do cats interrupt? I don't know.
There's two cats. This is because I'm at my daughter's house.
Yeah.
Because it's quiet and I can work here.
It's quiet. It's quiet, she says. And it sounds like you stood at a railway station. Yeah, it's well quiet.
Yeah. A washing machine is quieter than 3 children.
Is it got a flute? Because I can hear whistling as well.
I'm be showing her in a minute to come and pause it.
Yeah.
But there's 2 cats, so they like to jump on me, so I just get attacked.
Okay. Well, introduce them if they jump up.
Yeah, apparently they're my grandchildren, and they're the only grandchildren I'm getting off of.
Ah, right, yeah, okay. Yeah, so when I lived in Cape Town with my auntie and uncle, they don't have kids, but they've got dogs and cats. He became my cousins.
Yeah.
And this is my auntie going, "Oh, stop being horrible to your cousin." I'm like, what are you talking about? Yeah.
That's what she was doing earlier. She was like, "Get off your grandma's sandwich. Not my grandchild. It's a cat."
Yeah, it's weird though, because like with us getting a dog last year, was it? Yeah, last year. His role in the house, he very much sees the kids as like his mates, his playmates, so his siblings, and then me and Shan, our mum and dad, kind of thing to him. It is weird.
Like a pack to the dogs, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So.
So what's worse, my dog barking or the washing machine?
Well, I'm partially deaf, so this will kind of fade in for me, which is fine. But when I come back to editing, I'm going to be like, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" Turn it up, but it is what it is. We can pretend it's a live one, so you can't control with those things when you're live. So yeah, that's 25 minutes of bullshit. Just quickly say something about writing, and we're done. We can get back in garden. What are we doing today? What are we talking about today?
Dialogue.
Okay.
Dialogue. Yeah. I don't know what we're talking about, the dialogue. We're just talking about dialogue. Okay.
So, well, come on.
It's your turn.
Right. Okay. So, dialogue. Yeah. I thought you'd go into it and then I can kind of add. That's usually the way we do things. Have you ever read any books and they've had like really, really shit dialogue, like proper? Oh, this must be a spin cycle.
I'm taking off now.
Yeah. So dialogue. you need it in your books. I think when that's what I was asking. Like before you took off with the washing machine,
Yeah.
have you ever like read a book and the dialogue's been really really bad, and you just
Probably. Yeah. Just trying to think of one that I have read. I was reading a book once that was supposed to be really sad, but the dialogue read dead uplifting, and it was like it just didn't match.
right? So
And
they
it was
just
yeah, it was like supposed to be a dramatic scene, but the way they put it, the dialogue came across as really uplifting, and I'm like, it just doesn't fit. It's like, yay, they're dead!
yeah no what's going on?
But I can't remember what book it was. But yeah, I think the dialogue as well can make the scene if the dialogue's shit.
Yeah. I mean, from my part, from personally, dialogue's everything. I think just because writing in first person, even everything is dialogue. It's the character talking to you,
Yeah.
even if it isn't dialogue in the scene. So yeah, I do love dialogue, and I've been told that my dialogue's good, which is nice. But I know that there's some people that struggle with dialogue, which I find a bit crazy because you speak to people in your everyday life. It's just you just have to reenact that onto the page.
Yeah. I actually find dialogue easier if I dictate it. And I think that's because I'm not a chatty person. I struggle with dialogue if it's just two people sat in a room and they're not doing something specific. You know, like the filler dialogue.
Yeah,
So I know you shouldn't really have the filler stuff, but the small talk dialogue to make it sound interesting because I'm not a small talky person in real life. I struggle with it.
right.
That part.
So, but when I'm writing my comedy ones, it's going down that avenue where I find little funny things, just the bullshit,
Yeah.
just the small talk.
I'm just all the
Fucking
noises.
hell, what was that now?
That was my doorbell.
That was your doorbell now. It's like I got my daughters and do the podcast because it'll be dead quiet.
Quiet. So, yeah.
I don't know what I was saying now, so you talk.
Oh my god. What were you talking about? Because I was listening.
Dialogue.
Dialogue. Oh, putting the little funny bits in between.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's where I find like these little nuggets of gold, if you like, and then it is always with the dialogue because I'm not one who does writing lol and oh he fell over, it was hilarious kind of thing. Some people love that kind of comedy. I don't. It's very dialogue centric where the funnies come from here.
There is lots of stuff on dialogue. There's things like talking about the dialogue tags and stuff like that as well, and using names. I know from when I've edited books, there's things I tend to pick up on a dialogue is people trying to avoid using the word said. That's one of the big ones, and they'll use he replied, he whispered. I'm like, just use said. It's completely fine.
Yeah. Well, that is one thing that or don't use anything
Or don't use
because
anything. Yeah.
I don't. I rarely put he said, she said, whatever, just because you have to, you sort of have to change this with audio, unless, well, I'll get to that in a sec. But if it's a new person, you're on the next line, so you can see that it's someone to. The only reason you'd have to do it is if it's not a one-on-one conversation. If
Yeah.
there's more than one person, then you have to add that person's now saying
Reminder.
it. Otherwise, you get lost. But otherwise, as a reader, you keep, you know where you are with the conversation.
Yeah.
So I rarely use said and whispered and exclaimed and
Yeah.
all
I
those.
never use those. I was reading Rebecca Yarros, you know, the Iron is it Iron Flame, the second book?
Yeah,
I think so. And there was like a chapter where she had literally no dialogue tags, and I'm like, this is this. And it took me a minute to click, but I'm like, this reads so much better because there's no dialogue tags, because it was a an argument between the two characters, but she didn't need to say that it was angry or whatever. You just read it so naturally because she'd
yeah.
written it so the dialogue itself really well.
Yeah, and one of the things with dialogue, for it to be good dialogue and you've just said show don't tell.
Yeah.
So don't he angrily exclaimed,
No. No.
don't put stuff like that in because you need to work it into the dialogue. Because if someone and exclamation marks, do not put a million exclamation marks because they're just it's like swear words. They kind of lose what the potency.
Yeah.
I've edited a few books, and to get the point across, it's been exclamation after exclamation, like five in the same rant, and it's like
Yeah.
you've killed it now.
One of the ones I really hate is when people do something like "Get out of my house!" exclamation mark. He shouted loudly.
Yeah,
Like you've literally told the person 3 times. Use your words. You edit that properly.
yeah. You've just told them to get out of your house. Hopefully, the reader's paying attention and they understand in what context that
Yeah.
has been asked. Yeah,
Yeah. And if you've got a sentence like that, you just need to you take out the exclamation mark, you take out the he shouted, and you take out the loudly, and you make the dialogue stronger. And maybe you'll say, "Get the fuck out of my house."
yeah,
You know,
yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
you know what context it is.
So I mean, dialogue in it's because I write in first person, but dialogue in third person, it doesn't feel as strong. If you know, I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying now. I'm doing that thing that you said last week where I speak and then don't think, and
Forget what you're saying.
yeah, my brain needs to catch up with me. But as a first person author, when everything's dialogue, number one, because if it's not internal monologue, which essentially is dialogue, it is the character talking to whoever. So the whole book is dialogue. With third person, it feels that it's more the beats, the plots of the story. It's not like beats of the dialogue. It's more the plot that's kind of moving along. Just I don't know why. I don't know why.
Maybe it's just because you don't like third person. Because I've got a whole series that's third person, and it doesn't.
I've started writing one in third person now,
Yeah.
Peter Pan one, and I'm really enjoying it. But the dialogue isn't what's pushing the story forward as
Yeah.
much. It's more the all-seeing eye in the sky, which is the narrator.
It's more like dropping in like you do with a movie, don't you? You drop into the scene, then the person narrating the book, as in the writer, says what it is, and then you have this snippet of dialogue when it's third person.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, you're not continuing with that.
No, you've
Oh,
distracted me
sorry.
then.
I thought that was just me, like going, yeah, and then you're cracking on then. Oh.
Because you distracted me muting and coughing. Yeah.
Why did we decide to do dialogue? And ill prepared.
You've edited books as well, and the another thing not to do in dialogue is to put people's names in it. Like, Rob, you should really be more prepared.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that to you.
Yeah, sometimes I mean, yeah, it depends, doesn't it? Yeah, but sometimes you would have, and yeah, I guess that's, I don't know what I literally do not what I'm about to say now. I'm just literally going, yeah, that's this. What I was going to say before was, like, again, nothing. What the fuck is the point in this?
Do you need a minute?
No, I need something to say. I don't need a minute. I'm looking on Reedsy
Right.
blog now.
I was talking about when people put the name in the dialogue and they do it quite often and it reads stupid.
Because that's not, yeah, but it's not natural, is it? It's not the natural way you'd speak.
No.
Yeah,
Because you see that quite often in the amateur, unedited books.
yeah. You'd have that, and then you've got your exclamations, and you've got keep thinking, Rob. Keep thinking. Keep talking. I've got nothing. I've literally got nothing. I don't know what I'm doing here. Let's just go back
Okay,
and paint.
accents and dialogue. Go on. Do you know anything about doing accents and dialogue?
What you mean phonetic? Right. So I used to read a lot of Irvin Walsh and Train Spotting and Ecstasy and yeah, and he's a Scottish He's a Scottish writer. Everyone knows him from Trainspotting. But he'd write, and it isn't just dialogue, but he'd write everything phonetically in the Scottish accent, and it was amazing. I just found it, and after a while, you'd be reading it, and you'd have the Scottish accent in your head as you couldn't help, and that was, and the dialogue was just really so rich and stuff because he didn't try to explain anything to the reader. It's either you need to keep up or you're going to get lost, and it's up to you to do that. And I just found that was one of my inspirations for when I wrote The Race. I started off the first chapter and there was a lot of phonetical dialogue for the northern accent. I think it probably petered out because you're basically translating stuff, and it can get quite hard. But yeah, it's quite inspiration. Do you do accents in your books?
I've just actually written a chapter of someone with, the she's like very, very northern, druggy, drinker, um, poor, but poorly educated person. I've just had because I've just been working on my DCI book, so he's just interviewed her. So
What, like
I've had to.
elongated vowels and stuff like
Yeah, so
you're right.
I've had to have their contrasting ways of speaking. So obviously he's CID, so he works for the police, so he can speak properly, whereas she, will speak "It ain't now to do with me" kind of thing. When Northerners get really northern.
Yeah.
Yeah, so but I think it would be a pain to have to write a whole book with those kind of things. And it's good for like if you've got one character who has special things in their speech.
So what accent is Rogan?
He's Lancashire, but he's more you can tell when someone's educated with the way they speak.
Yeah, yeah. And the other ones,
So he pronounces his T's and his H's and his words.
yeah, and the other ones are Scrot.
Yeah, pretty much, from the North Shore of Blackpool.
Oh, right, okay. See if I put so there's plenty of so just sitting in Weatherspoons in Blackpool for half an hour, and
Yeah.
you've got
Oh
all
no,
the dialogue.
you just stand in the street in Blackpool town centre now and you hear it. It's so bad. But it was just trying to, without him saying that she's poorly educated, it was getting that to come through in your dialogue because I think dialogue also acts as a descriptor for a
Yeah,
person on
yeah,
those kind of things.
for the actual person. So, what tip would like if someone's just writing and they're getting stuck on dialogue? It's the first book, and they're telling the story as well. It'd be usually I think first books, you're third person, aren't you? And you sort of telling the story, trying to figure out what's what, and they're getting stuck on the dialogue because they don't know what to say. What would you have any kind of what would you do? What advice would you give them for that kind of thing?
See, that's where I get stuck, and I'm not even a new writer, so that's when I will dictate the dialogue because I find it easier to say it than to type it if I get,
Yeah,
when I get stuck. You're probably better to answer your own question.
I've forgotten it already. That's the kind of show we're having today.
Your question was, what do you do with your dialogue when you're writing your book and you get stuck with what you want the
Yeah,
characters to say?
well, it's just you think about what they'll say and rewrite it down. No, it's just to me. I don't know. I can't fucking hell. I'm not. I'm
Well,
not
for
doing very
example,
well.
I struggle with dialogue that
Like
does not
me,
perfect.
yeah, I struggle.
Yes, struggling today. So, like, for example, I've just written the chapter where my DCI has just been interviewing someone, and then he's kind of having a debrief with his DS partner person. And so
Yeah,
they're talking about what they've just discussed, but then I struggle filling in all the little bits that would go in that make them kind of human and
Right, yeah.
the small talk they would add to it. I can do dialogue when it's like just on point of whatever they're talking about, but the little bits around it, I struggle on. But now I switch to dictation because I can talk it, but actually typing it, I think I just overthink it and it just falls apart.
I think dialogue is also because I mean they always say show don't tell. Uh, I, d- I don't really get that. I understand it, show don't tell, but I don't really get it. And I've always, but of course you're going to tell them. You're a storyteller. You're not a story shower. And an element of me has always thought that, even though everyone goes, no, you have to show. And maybe I do it naturally because I don't have many people saying, oh, it's just telling us everything instead of showing us. So, but in dialogue is a great way of showing instead of telling. So if you're writing something, and it can also add to a back history instead of just info dumping, and it can be this like two people talking. It can just mention number one to number two can just mention something that they've done before, and that can just show that they've been childhood friends instead of saying that they've been childhood friends all their lives and this and they grew up this there blah blah blah. Literally, the way they talk or the way an off comment could fill in all that descriptor that you would have had to put all that fodder in using the dialogue.
I'm just gonna nod and stare at
We're really not bouncing today, are we? It's very stop and start.
you. No, but that is when you go on about the show not telling dialogue. That's the real one when people use the exposition as well. You staring at me funny.
Give us an
Do you
example,
know what?
Rachel.
Maybe we should have an episode that is let's pick apart all the common things that people say, like show, don't tell, and explain what it actually means.
Let's do it now. We've obviously got fuck all to say about dialogue, so go on.
No, do you know what exposition is in dialogue?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what you're saying. You've got childhood best friends, and the dialogue would just flow naturally between them rather than them having to say, we're childhood best friends,
Yeah. Yeah.
because that would be exposition.
Yeah.
And the other one that when people really overdo that is go, something like, oh, you're doing this because it's. I can't even think of an example now. They're
Do you know
explaining
what? Do you know
something that
what?
you've already
Sorry, just to stop you. There's some episodes that we can just blag. There's some episodes that we can off the seat of our pants and we'll just
It's not
fucking.
this one.
It is not this one, is it? Definitely should have
No.
googled summer
So
before we.
what do we know about dialogue? Nothing, apparently.
Today's a crafty one, and it's going to be Rachel and Rob trying to think of things to say.
Yeah.
Do you think it's because we're just so used to writing dialogue? I mean, I've never had a problem with dialogue. I've never that because it's very much it's my favourite bit, and writing dialogue has always been fucking hell. I've just written 3,000 words, and because of the majority of it's dialogue, but with it's the other bits like the descriptions and stuff that I'm not very good at, and so I leave out most of the time. But yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's because it's run out again. Put a penny in
See,
me.
but I do struggle with the dialogue. It depends on the character as well and what the scene is and stuff.
So do you know if you're
I think,
connected well with the character, you
yeah, it's
the
like
dialogue just
because I
comes.
write because I write multiple projects at once, because we've already established I'm a bit nuts like that. I've got another series that I'm writing where it's her and her baby dragon who talks, and
Yeah,
he talks in Old English language, which is also fun to write, and he's a bit sassy, but their dialogue is dead easy because he's just being an arsehole to her, and then
right.
she's just yeah. But when I'm doing the dialogue for my DCI book, on the bits when it's talking about the legal stuff and the police procedural, it's a bit harder. I think that's because I've got to get the technical details right, so it
Do you think
throws me
it's
out a
also
bit.
because it's contemporary, whereas the other one is a bit more your old? I mean, it's like your Game of Thrones, your Harry Potter's, all the rest of it. They've sort of got a style of talk, haven't they? And it's Old English. Even your Harry Potter's, even though it's basically urban fantasy, so half of it's in the real world, half of it isn't. It is over. They do all speak Potter. They do all speak like that. Really, uh, how Americans imagine all English people speak, I guess. Do you think it's because it's your Rogan one's contemporary and it's real that you struggle with it?
Exactly. Well, no, because that would have been easier because it's actually harder to write him because I have to remember to get, because I don't speak in Old English, so I have to purposely put his in Old English.
Well, no, what I mean is, do you think it's easier because you're sort of jumping into the character of Old English, if you know what I mean,
Maybe, yeah. Yeah,
when you're writing it?
maybe. Could be.
Yeah.
Either that or I just speak dragon better than I speak PCI, DCI books.
You don't know, but you speak sassy dragon really well, so it's not a problem, is it?
Yeah.
It's just normal dragon you struggle with.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, it's the answer to your issue is staring you right in the face, Rachel, and I can't believe you haven't thought of it. DCI Rogan needs to speak sassy dragon, and only then
Yeah.
it'll be easy. Then you fly through it. You fly through these
Yeah.
dialogue scenes, and then you can have a crossover novel.
Just envision him as a little orange sassy dragon giving everyone shit.
Well, then you can have a crossover novel, can't you?
Yeah.
It
What about
turns
if he's
out
lost
that
his mind?
the gritty, real life, hardened detective is actually a dragon whisperer. After he's
Yeah.
after he's left a letter from his dying grandma saying this is your real call. Forget all those people that are murdered and kidnapped him. It's nothing. It's you don't need that anymore. Or even better. The daughter is a dragon whisperer because she can hear.
Yeah,
She's
but
deaf, isn't she?
daughter's deaf, yeah.
So she's not deaf. She's just in tune to the frequency of dragon whispererness, and so he gets the grandma. He gets the grandma lead. So you're actually a dragon whisperer, but you're too old to start it now. You might be a bit sassy with it, but you're not very good with it. But your daughter, your deaf daughter, perfect time. She's not actually deaf, by the way. Spoil. Maybe leave that like as a cliffhanger. If she isn't, if she isn't, and then it turns out that she's a dragon whisperer and she can speak sassy dragon and she can hear it too.
Yeah. I can just imagine the reviews. Great police procedural, not sure where the dragon bit came in.
So this, I mean, I think definitely you'll be number one in the Amazon charts with this because it'll be the only book in the hard-boiled detective dragon series. You'll have a category of your own.
Exactly, yeah. He's the only CID officer that can speak to can speak dragon.
Can speak dragon, yeah. And you might not think on
Maybe I
the
should make him.
go on.
I'll have to make him Welsh. I could make him Welsh because they have the whole dragon on their flag and everything.
He doesn't have to be Welsh. She can be Welsh, so her mum could have been Welsh.
True, yeah.
Yeah, it's all coming together now. I hope you're jotting this gold dust down, okay? And then, but
Yeah.
like
Nobody steals
but
my idea.
so you have to slowly introduce it, obviously, into the series, and then and then
Yeah.
like in like the third book maybe you could just have like your covers as they are, and then just have like a little dragon tail, and kind of look at it and you'll miss it, but it's there on the cover.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
do you know what this reminds me of? Have you seen the film Dusk Till Dawn?
Ducks, yeah,
Yeah, because one minute you think you're watching like a prison robbery film, and
yeah,
the next thing it's vampires.
down to Bandit Country, and then George
Yeah,
Clooney's killing Salma Hayek because she's a yeah.
yeah.
Do you see how much I can talk when it's utter bullshit? You know, I was on a roll then, but then as soon as it's something that means something, I'm fucking clam up. Oh dear. So, dialogue. I think as a new writer though, if you write, if you're struggling with dialogue and stuff, it's all. I mean, just write it and it's the edit that's important. If you don't feel confident in your dialogue, if you think that it's lacking, that's where the beauty of editing comes in. Definitely, and just work hard on it and speak it when you're reading it, when you're editing it, and then that usually figure out if it's decent or not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's ran out of steam there. I
yeah,
remember reading a book on that dialogue actually, and there's a couple of things they said. One was to practice writing an entire scene that was just written by dialogue and have no narration at all,
yeah,
because that it just helps you practice dialogue, and you have to move the scene along through the dialogue. And then another one was to have your two characters who want totally different things,
so
because it
yes,
creates
it's
the conflict in
yeah,
the dialogue, and it can be as simple as they both want something different for dinner, and then they're voicing the reasons why. But that would be, and it was just exercises to practice your dialogue, and I thought they were really helpful.
yeah, cool. How's the writing been this week?
It's all right. I've done over 30,000 words this week.
How's your challenge going? Your dictation challenge.
It's my dictation challenge is going really good. It's 11 days now, so have a guess how many words I've dictated in 11 days.
80,000.
No, how much was that high? 53,000.
Oh, do it again then. Let me say something lower because it sounds better. Go on, have a guess. Go on.
So guess how many words? Guess how many words I've
Don't
dictated
say I was
in my
saying
11 days.
because then when I edit it,
Okay,
don't
so
say it
I'm 11
louder.
days into my.
Don't talk over
I'm
me.
11 days.
You keep talking over me. Don't laugh. There's nothing funny's happened. Okay, go.
Okay, I'm having a drink.
You know that you,
Yeah,
you know
so
you know when I do this and I think right, and then you need to edit this out. There's a threshold that it meets when I think I'm not editing it out anymore, and we've just passed the threshold again.
I'm gonna say that I'm giggling because the bit that they don't see is the bit that you are gonna edit out.
Yeah.
Anyway, my dictation challenge. So I'm 11 days into it, and guess how many words I've dictated
How
already?
many words? 40,000, Rachel.
No,
How many?
53,000.
53,000.
53.
Wow, that's really good. So that's 5,000 a day ish.
It
And how
is,
long
yeah,
is it?
in 45 minutes.
45 minutes a day.
45 minutes of dictation a day, yeah.
Yeah. Have you managed to get your wheelie pedometer working yet, so you can work
No, I
out
need to change the
your
battery. I
still
need to change the
been
batteries, but yeah, I'm just, I did, what was it? I think it was Sunday. I did just over 10,000 words, but it feels like cheating because I'm like, I've written 10,000 words, but I haven't written 10,000 words. And when you've done a 10,000 word day, you feel like knackered and your brain feels dead and
Yeah,
you just can't word anymore. There was
yeah.
none of that because I dictated it. So, and it was like literally some sprints through the day that amounted up to less than a couple of hours.
So this is what I want to ask you, because that post that you put on the other day on Facebook, and a load of us started talking about dictation and why we've done it or why we haven't, how we feel about it. So when you've dictated, I know you put everything into AI to sort it out, kind of format it, but how much editing is there then? Because it's still there's still going to be a lot of ers and ahs, and there's going to be it's not
No,
going to be
because it
right.
edits like
Yeah,
it takes all that out. It takes all those out. If you tell it it's dictated text, it'll take those out.
right. But it's not clean still, is it? When you come to
It's
edit
as
it.
clean as it would be. It's as clean as it would be if I typed it.
First draft, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Well, and I even second draft on it now because I'm weird and I double write. Um,
Yeah,
it's easy to second draft, and I find that it's still having the same effect. I still manage to make it better the second time round.
yeah. Have you got Steve doing it yet?
No, not yet. No, it's
Is he
really funny though
interested?
because I keep getting but I keep getting comments on my posts where people will go, "I tried dictation once, but it wasn't for me." I'm like, "Well, that's the problem. You tried it once."
I think I did put something in that conversation stream saying like something that you've said. Basically, when someone said they haven't, it's not working for them. Like, well, the story comes from your brain, and it's only because you've
Yeah.
practiced typing it to get it onto the page, as opposed to speak it. It's just the delivery system which is different. The story's still only coming
Yeah.
from your brain, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they said
And the
no.
thing is, yeah, I know. The thing is, we're natural storytellers. You listen to any kid, and they will come in and tell you a story. And
Yeah,
and that's what we did as kids. We had to learn to type it. So now we just have to relearn to tell it.
yeah. I think the difference, and I think this is what people get when they think, oh no, because I'm a little bit like that about it, and I just need to do it. But is when you're writing, you can stop at any point and look back and go, and just read slowly, but just reread a little bit, and then carry on, and then stop, and then reread, just to get sort of editing a little bit as you're going. But there's none of
Yeah.
that, obviously, when you're dictating. It's just blur on the
No, but I mean,
page.
if I mess if I mess up, like I know I've messed up, and I'll give the because I know I'm going to edit it in AI, I will
Yeah,
literally put a prompt, dictate a prompt for the AI that'll say, I don't know, I'm restarting this paragraph, and then I'll restart the paragraph, and it
right.
picks it up pretty good now. So yeah, I think with AI, dictation gets rid of a lot of the complaints people talk about. Yeah. But
Mm.
Steve Aitchison, I don't know if you saw, he commented on one of my posts and he was going, I should put this into a course to teach people, which I had already actually mapped out.
Yeah,
And so I was like, I should do this because, which is why I put up a post to ask people why they don't dictate, other
yeah,
than I don't want to, which is totally, but what stops them? Because I was like, this would be things that I can answer in that to how to get over it.
yeah. I mean, I think the the thing that I put in there was if I'm sitting down to writing time. If I then decided no, I'm not writing, I'm dictating, and it's a mindset thing. I'm thinking, well, I could be writing at this time instead of doing this, and obviously because it'd be a new skill, something new to uh, to learn. It would be slow going at first, and I wouldn't get it right at first. But then, of course, that's what your second draft's for. It's it
Yeah.
would be it'd be a completely different way of structuring my because I'd need to plot as well. Otherwise, God knows where
Yeah.
I'd go with.
It doesn't take that long to learn. When I first started dictation, it was years ago. I was listening to a Joanna Penn podcast and someone had talked about dictation, and I was like, that sounds amazing. So I decided I was going to go and try it. It took me 2 weeks to get to get it to the point of where I could use it. And so it's not a long process,
Yeah.
really. You procrastinate longer. When I was in Ireland, I was, talking to people about it, and I was just like, just use a little bit of time every single day to learn it. That's all I did. And now
Yeah.
it's great because I
And
can use it
you
all the time.
and you use Otter AI.
Yeah,
So
I
is
use
that
I
what it's
use
called?
Otter.
Can I just
Yeah, I
just
use Otter,
briefly
and then
before I go further down this, when you're on a if I ask you something like you use Otter AI, just fucking nodding doesn't work when it's a podcast and people listen to it. Okay,
I said yes. I said yes. I use Otter.
I just watched you silently nod.
I didn't. I said it as well, just because this is your half-deaf part of your head. Didn't hear me.
No, because I can lip read and I'm looking at you. You didn't
I
at
said
first.
yes. Yes. I use Otter.
Right, okay. Uh, carry on then.
And then I email it to myself, and I put it through ChatGPT, and it spits it back out nicely for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna set aside half an hour every day, just win, lose or draw, just to do this kind of thing. This
Yeah.
it's just the word count. You can't match that with typing ever.
No, one of the things I'll say to, no, one of the things I say to people is when you're learning it, don't learn it on on your work in progress. Learn it on just something,
Something
make a
new.
story up for it.
Yeah,
Use it on something you've already written. It doesn't matter.
yeah,
Don't use someone else's work though, because you're training your brain to use your voice. But
yeah. I
one of
think
the things, if you like want to get started, is like dictate your text messages. So like on your phone, when you're in Messenger, it's got a dictation button. Dictate all your messages
yeah. Just to getting used to
because
doing it all the time, kind of thing.
yeah, just get used to. So I mean, yeah, I don't know if you've got an Alexa or a Google Home, but we all like felt a bit stupid at first, didn't we? Going, Alexa, play blah 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 station or
Yeah,
do this, but now we all just do it,
yeah,
and it's just the same.
yeah. I think yeah. See, I mean, I've got one of those wireless mic things now, so bang that
Yeah,
on, and walking the dog is just the perfect environment. You're on a field in the middle of nowhere, just chat to yourself, and I think that's will be where. I mean, the dog will love it as well.
yeah.
Not
Well,
he probably won't
that's one
dictate
of the things
much,
people.
but
No,
yeah,
but someone commented on the post I put that they feel stupid walking and dictating, but I'm like, just pretend you're on the phone.
yeah.
Nobody is going to stop and listen to you because they're doing their own thing. They're going to walk past you, pause while they walk past you. The rest
But
of the time, they're going to think you're on your
there's no
mobile.
need to feel stupid in this day and age anyway, because people just have the earplugs in while speaking on the phone these days.
Yeah,
So
exactly. You know what I think
the
does look stupid? Is teenagers walking down the street with the phone like this.
oh, the fucking doing my head in that, and just in the middle of like anywhere public, having the fucking phone on full blast, listening to me or chatting to the
Yeah.
mate. Oh yeah, yeah. What are you doing? Oh, they want to smash their heads in. Oh yeah, but yeah, but I mean, in every day, every time you walk down the street, you basically see what looks like a crazy person talking to themselves. So you automatically think they must be on the phone. So it doesn't matter these
Yeah.
days, does it?
Most
Yeah,
people have earpods in, or they've got the thing, and it's got all earphones now tend to come with a speaker
yeah,
because they're for the mobiles. So,
yeah.
and the thing with Otter is you don't have to have it open to use it. You can press play, close it, and put your phone in your pocket.
Oh,
Because
that's
I've used
great.
it plenty of times. Yeah.
And so I did have a look on it the other day, and so it's 20 minutes free a day, or you can obviously upgrade to it was about
I use the
$10
free
or something.
version.
Hmm?
Yeah. It's not 20 minutes free a day, it's 20 minutes free a session. So I literally record for 20 minutes, press stop, and then start a new session.
Laughing, so you can do it forever.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, right, okay.
exactly.
But what?
It's just a few longer, but
So it's
yeah. But
actually
like I
it's
said,
actually
I'm writing this. So again,
no. You go.
I was gonna say I'm writing this course for it, so I could use you as the guinea pig because you're willing to learn
Yeah,
it.
absolutely, absolutely. But Otter was it's a transcription thing, isn't it? That's what it's
Yeah,
main. It
yeah.
wasn't for. So that's why if you're
No,
going to use it as a transcription in conferences and stuff, that's why they've got the tiers, obviously, because you're not no one's turning off and on 20 minutes into a
no.
conference. Yeah, yeah, I see that. Yeah, I'll
It is
be a guinea pig.
handy to pay. Yeah, it's handy to pay for it, and I used to pay for it because you can just record without thinking about it. And when I've done long drives, I don't have to stop start because obviously you're not supposed to be touching your phone. But
Yeah,
it was just one of those things where I'm like, I don't really need to now because I'm at home all the time and I can just
yeah,
stop. That's it. Yeah,
cool. So,
yeah. You can be my guinea pig.
yeah, definitely. So you're gonna, how long's your course gonna be? Have you platted your course?
Well, I mapped it out for like 12 lessons because you don't need much. But then I want to ask people what they want to learn because I know my way of doing it uses a lot of AI and people don't always like AI.
Yeah. So
So
in,
it's
I guess if you're gonna mapping, you have to show them how to do that as well. You know,
yeah.
to
So
just
I
to
was
get.
gonna because I've dictated for years. I've been through all the different processes. I've started on Dragon and then I've used Dragon with transcription and then I've used dictating straight into Word and then I've progressed to using AI. So I was thinking of talking about all those three because people can choose what they like.
Yeah, yeah,
But the process of learning dictation is exactly the same.
yeah. Exactly. Yeah. The tools may change, but once you've got that mindset, it's
Yeah.
there for you, isn't it?
Yeah. Just because I know that some people that are anti-AI are 100% anti-AI.
Oh no, I don't understand. Do you know what I
I
mean?
don't. But
It's like back in the day when people were anti-electricity. I mean, way back in the day, and they're like,
yeah.
"Oh no, I'm going to stick to my lumps of coal,"
Yeah.
and it's just it's progress, and progress is happening, and you either get in front of it and learn it, or you don't, and then you know you're just like your gran who can't email,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
kind
It's
of
it's
thing.
it's here whether yeah, it's going to be here whether you use it or not.
Yeah,
Yeah. And people think that AI is going to write the book. Have you ever tried to write anything in AI? It comes out a pile of shit. But you use it for all the other stuff.
it's a tool. I mean, until
Yeah.
it takes over the world and kills us all, it's a tool.
No, it's like today I was editing my chapter for my interview with my policeman and the woman, and I put it into AI and asked if I had the police procedure right, and it came in and told me where I'd got a little bit wrong and I could fix it.
Yeah, it's just amazing. It's just like having a virtual assistant that does all the bullshit for you,
What the
so you don't
research?
have to, innit? Yeah.
Exactly.
Do
Yeah.
you just use ChatGPT? Because there's loads of different ones now, isn't
Yeah, I use chat. Yeah, I like ChatGPT because it's more technical. I think Claude is more creative.
there? Right.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but ChatGPT is my favorite because I ask it the weirdest questions.
Yeah. And it's the one, isn't it? It's everything else is kind of like spawned from ChatGPT, hasn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I've played with the others, but that's just my preferred one. But I like the image ones as well because you can make the cover concepts and it's easier to send it to your cover artist because you played with it and gonna want it to look like this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, when I was playing around with Tony's for one of his books, and he had the concept, I said, "Yeah, but you just need to do this, and this. Give it here," and I had a play, and it's come
Yeah.
back. I think he likes now that I've had a mess around with it and stuff. I think he likes them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, so somehow managed to struggle through this one.
Yeah,
It
but have
it
you
got
not said how
it
your
got a
writing's
lot
going?
easier. It got a lot easier when we weren't talking about dialogue.
Dialogue. So we're going to title this episode the episode we didn't talk about dialogue.
That's yeah. I can
But how's your writing going? You had a new release.
yeah. Tindered is now live, and I've had a few 5-star reviews already on both sides of the Atlantic, which is lovely. And I just have to start doubling down and promoting it because it's like a series, but they're all standalones. It means I can promote each one, and not just not just point to book one kind of thing,
Yeah.
so that it can have its moment in the sun before it's forgotten about when I'm concentrating on the next one. But yeah, it's good. I'm getting lots of people on TikTok telling me that they're really enjoying it and it's dead funny and this, that, and the other. So yeah, it's good. It's nice to have it out because I had to put it
Yeah.
on the back burner for so long while I wrote the in between novels. So it's nice to have it out now. Yeah, yeah, that's yeah.
And you're
When's
on
your
to your
next
next
book
one, right?
out?
Easter one. Oh, I don't know. I have so many projects on the go. My main focus is editing Jigsaw Girl.
Yeah, and
So that's
have
my
you started
priority.
writing number two?
No, because I'm just, if I sit down and I'm in the brain of this book, this character, I'm doing the first book, and in editing it, I've added 3 new chapters to it
Right.
already. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's one of the things. I
but
mean,
but if
go on, stop. Just keep talking. I'll stop.
no, so I just have so many projects on. So I've got that one, and then I'm messing with a witchy one,
Yeah,
which is not Witcherson, that we forgot about. And then I've got one for my Patreons, and then there was just a random one that popped in my head the other day. So I just, had a dictate of the first chapter of that, and it was a phone call actually, and it came out really well. I'm
yeah.
like, this is
Those
cool.
are the dangerous ones. The ones that just randomly go, "Oh, hi, I'm here," because then all of a
Yeah,
sudden, because it's fresh and new, and you're like, "I want."
yeah,
Oh, it's exciting this, and then you want to fuck everything else off and just concentrate on that.
yeah.
Yeah,
So I've given myself the rule that in the morning I have to be working on my DCI Rogan book because that's my main writing time, and then I do my hours worth of dictation on my Patreon story. And then in the evening, I can mess on any project I want.
yeah. That's uh, that's nice of you to do that for yourself.
Yeah, because otherwise, I'll do what you just said and I'll shove everything to one side and work on the nice, shiny project.
Yeah, yeah, I love shiny projects. What happened to that one
Yeah,
that
so,
was it a Cinderella retelling one that you were doing?
oh, yeah, I've still got that one. I've still got
Still on the
that.
backbone. I can remember you showing some concept designs.
Covers, yeah. Yeah, that one's still there, but that one, I don't, I've got it all plotted out and everything. I had a really good time with that. I don't know if you know author Kelly Armstrong. She's a
Yes, I
urban
do actually.
fantasy
Yeah,
author. She gave me a really good, yeah.
and
So I was on a
know of
call with
them.
her, and
Yeah,
she gave me no of her. Yeah, well, she's awesome, and I've been a fan of her books for absolutely years. And she gave me an idea for it. It was great, but that book is just in a queue with all the others because I have to behave and write the books that my readers are waiting for.
yeah. So how many books are you going to actually have out this year? Do you think? Not how many words written
Oh,
and
I
blah
don't
blah
know.
blah. Have you? Because
I'm not
have
sure.
you released a book this year?
I don't think so. I think I released maybe I don't know what date it was. It was either the end of December or the beginning of January.
Was that a Pen
I
X
released
one?
one. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but the next there's at least 3 books. I know I wanted 6 books out this year, but I mean we're already in April.
I know. once again, at the beginning of the year, you think, June, July, it's ages away, and then you get to April, and you're like,
Yeah.
fuck, it's not ages away, is it? I've got
No. No.
I've got a book that's out in 11 days. I should do with it. I really need to finish it, really. Oh, I'll be
Yeah.
fine.
Was
Yeah.
this? Have you already had a book out before Tinder this year?
Yeah,
Was Tinder
was
the?
it last November? It was book four, the other side. I think it was October, November. Yeah. So I've had two out in the space of 6 months so far.
Yeah.
And then I've
Yeah.
got I've got a couple more that I've got book six that'll be out in June. No, book six is out in July, and then book five of my Divine Ones is out in June, and then I've got this one that's out in 11 days, and then I've got three more that I'm going to be doing in the fall, releasing, and then I'm back to everything's out. I haven't got anything to rely upon. I need to start writing, Rob.
New material.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I can't rest on my laurels no longer. But actually, gave some. I've got one of my super fans, a newly acquired super fan, who's just read through all my books and really loved them. And I decided that they're on my Patreon and stuff. And I said, right, I'll send you these two books that I've a novella series. It's going to be a novella trilogy, and I'll send you the first two. And they've read through them in 10 minutes, like they do. And
Yeah.
I've got nothing left to give you now. You've just had all my writing's worth of everything since I started writing. I've got yeah.
How's your
Don't know what
Patreon
point.
doing?
Again, focus on it. I'm mentioning it all the time in my newsletters. But yeah, like you said, it's a slow burn. I think more
Yeah.
people are joining free, which is good. And then it's
Yeah.
yeah. I've got, I need to put more stuff on it as well because I've just taken Tindered off it. So there's only one book there for
Yeah.
people to read. So yeah, it's a bit of a balancing act with that. But yeah,
Yeah. It is just a slow burn, that one.
yeah,
It's one of those ones you can't get hung up on the numbers or the money. You just let it do what it does.
yeah, yeah. We did it. We actually did it. An hour.
What it was. 15 minutes of dialogue.
15 minutes of struggling, and then chatting about dictation. And do you know what? I'm not sure what it should be called. This one, either dictation or dialogue.
It's going to be the episode where we don't talk about dialogue. That's what you need to call it.
Or the meltdown. Call it the meltdown.
Yeah. The washing
Yeah.
machine episode.
Yeah. Yeah. What we're going to do next week? Do something better. Not better, just
I
something
don't know.
that we're more excited about.
I'm not sure. What excites you? Because you on the books, on the store, on writing.
What excites me? Painting my decking and making barbecues at the moment.
On writing. So we could do an episode on procrastination.
Have we done that? We did that,
Oh,
didn't
we
we?
did one on burn. We did burnout.
Yeah, it's burnout. Yeah, it was slash procrastination. That was last week, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll think of something 10 minutes before we start recording.
It's a surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Please ask us any questions, just so we've got something to talk about. That'd be lovely. Do you know what though? That one where we just like people like asked us some questions. That was dead good. That one because it kind of like
Maybe we could throw some more another post out, and we could actually post on TikTok and ask people and see if we get anything.
Yeah, I've just been chatting to a few people on TikTok, readers, but they're like, "Oh, I've got an idea for a book," and I've been saying, "Oh, that's brilliant. I've got to, what's your idea first because I'm interested, and then kind of guiding them towards the podcast. Have a listen, and but I mean they've only written like 2 chapters, so they're perfect.
Yeah.
Right at the beginning of the ideas and that, yeah. But yeah, how's TikTok going? I nicked one of your sounds the other day. I can't remember which
Oh
one.
yeah.
Yeah,
No. It's all right. It's not something I'm regular with. I don't think I'll get regular with it until my house isn't as
no.
chaotic.
Well, people are saying that the algorithm's changed a little bit this year. It really is favouring more. Whereas before it used to be people with large follower bases would get a bit more, you know, oomph with your videos. Now it's the algorithm's changed in 2025 allegedly, and it's literally every single video needs to survive on its own merits, kind of thing, which is interesting.
Yeah.
I've just been
Yeah.
having a look at how to change my hashtags and stuff to, yeah, just doing a bit of research on sending the video to the right people.
Yeah. That's what I haven't got time for at the moment. Is just getting my head into the social media side of stuff.
Yeah,
Which I've
right.
just got too much going on. Just no
Too
space
many
for it.
books to talk about to dictate.
Too many books, too much, yeah.
Yeah. Rightio, I'm gonna leave you there. I shall
Yeah.
see you
Don't
next
forget to like,
week.
subscribe. Make
Hey?
them like and subscribe. Tell them to like and subscribe everything. I've just done that.
Oh no, well, if I
Don't.
have to say it, please
Yeah, you have to say don't forget to like and subscribe and sign up for our newsletter.
don't forget to like and subscribe and sign up to all the places. Did I do okay?
Yeah.
Good, good. And if you've got any questions, please ask, please reach out on Facebook or TikTok or Instagram. Rachel, read the ones on Instagram because I don't know how to get to the messages. And or email us. And yeah, have a great writing week, everybody. And try to get some words in while it's sunny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cheerio.
Bye.